thanks for tuning in. Today I wanted to share my experience at a Chanel event and also what I picked up from that event. This is going to be the biggest haul for me so far. And literally the size of the bag is also the biggest one. It's not like I was invited to a fashion show or anything like that, though I wish one day. It's more, there was an event at a local boutique that my SA had invited me to. It was to check out the ready-to-wear from the latest pre-fall collection, the art collection. I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'll just describe it as like the Egypt and New York collection. I thought it would be helpful to share my experience at this event so you can understand how you get invited and what to expect when you're there. And of course, I'll also be sharing what I picked up from that event. I think the key to getting invited to these events is to have a relationship with an SA. By SA, I mean a sales associate and the person that you interact with to purchase your Chanel goods. And I think it's really important to have that relationship. I have only really recently been better at cultivating that relationship with a sales associate. I think it's also really important to find the right person. So don't be too upset if you feel like you haven't found that person that you just click with and you can really have good conversations with, and they understand what you like and what you're looking for, things like that. So if you haven't found that person yet, fret not. There are other folks. There are always sales associates who would be willing to help you out. And sometimes it's a little bit of trial and error, just going in, seeing who's there, seeing how you work with each of those folks. And once you find someone that you feel like you really jive with, then I would suggest that you really seize that opportunity to develop a relationship that's really meaningful for both of you. My sales associate happens to be someone who works at the Neiman Marcus Chanel boutique that opened up in Hudson Yards. So I have been going to this person specifically ever since. He really seems to understand what I like, what I'm looking for, and he's not afraid to share something and have me say no. Sometimes I get really particular, and it's more of like a love at first sight type of thing. I instantly know when I see something that I would want it and that it will work in my collection. So there are lots of no's that I throw in there, but he understands that that's part of my process, and that I'm not doing it to just say no or just to shoot him down. It's more because it just doesn't fit for what I'm looking for. So I frequently text my SA for items that I have seen that I'm interested in. So a lot of times I'll see more content on like new collections and things like that on Instagram. So a lot of times I'll take screenshots and send them over, wonder if he has them in stock, wonder if he's expecting to get any of them, things like that. So one of these days while we were having this conversation, my SA reached out and said, hey, we're having an event. I want to invite you to come to this event. It was a very exciting feeling, I have to say. I so far have never been invited to any kind of event for any brand. Considering the amount of time that I have been collecting pieces across the different brands and the amount of shopping that I've been doing, I took this as a great moment to cherish. I knew it was pretty much an all-day event, but I wouldn't be able to join until like the tail end of it. I didn't really know what to expect at this event. I didn't know if it was going to be some kind of showcase, like a really dedicated showcase, if there was going to be somebody who like walks you through each piece, or if it was more like you can come in and shop still at your own pace, things like that. And so by the time I got there, it was after 5:30. It was pretty quiet in the store, I have to say. So I asked a little bit more about what the event was, and my SA mentioned that earlier in the day they had a DJ. They were handing out glasses of champagne, and they had a tray of little treats on there, like a cream puff and some macaroons and things like that. I still was able to enjoy the food and drink, although there was no DJ by the time I got there. It wasn't really structured. At least the event that this Neiman Marcus boutique decided to throw was not really structured where they have to walk you through all of the pieces. I also kind of got a preview of some of those items when I went earlier in the month, so I don't think my SA felt like he really needed to walk me through all of the pieces. I just took a browse through the store to see what items they did have, and if anything new came in, and my SA knows some of the items that I'm looking for, so he gave me an update on some of those. It was a really relaxing experience. You can see that I was enjoying the champagne and the macaroons, and I liked looking at the ready-to-wear pieces that were laid out. They had like a panel running the fashion show, so you could see all of the pieces that went on the runway, and it was just a really nice kind of intimate setting that was really focused on the most recent collection. So I can't say all events will be the same. I'm sure every boutique will have different types of events that they run and different criteria in terms of who gets invited. If you do have an SA that you're building a relationship with, I definitely wouldn't be shy to let them know that if they are throwing any kind of event, to let you know that you're interested in stopping by. There's no harm in asking ever, so I definitely would ask. If there are different kinds of events that I end up participating in, then I will definitely keep you all posted. Now on to what I picked up from this event. Ironically, this piece isn't exactly from the latest collection. They did have some pieces remaining from prior collections, so this was an item that I'm sure if I had seen it sooner, I would have picked it up sooner. This most recent collection, it's a bit too loud for me. It's a lot of gold. It was a bit too much for me to really incorporate seamlessly into my wardrobe and wear really frequently. So when I saw this piece, I was like, I think this is like made for me. I don't know how else to describe it. This is actually a ready-to-wear piece. I have started to expand my ready-to-wear collection. All right, so I call this the biggest haul so far because this is literally the biggest Chanel bag size I've ever gotten, and it's massive. But this is how your ready-to-wear pieces come. So they come in their own garment bag, and this garment bag, of course, says Chanel on it. The garment bag is also really well made, as you would like expect from Chanel, but all of the little details on it, like there's an extra little tab here so you can hang it on the hanger and so it won't like fall apart. There's also snaps on each side so that it holds the garment bag when it's folded in half. There's a little plaque here. I guess you can put your name, or oh, this is probably like for alterations. They would like stick your name here so they know this is yours. So this is the whole garment bag, and here's the zipper. I have to say, I was a little disappointed that the zipper doesn't say Chanel. I mean, maybe it's just me, but like, I thought that would like be a natural thing for it to have. All right, so when you open it up, of course, it's black inside, so it's hard to tell. I'll go ahead and pull this out. All right, so this is what I picked up. This is a gorgeous black dress. This is actually from the spring summer collection. So one collection before the Egypt collection. In my mind, effectively, that's like the last collection that Karl Lagerfeld really was visibly part of, and that just also just adds a lot more to this dress for me. But this is the back of the dress. It is in like a knitted fabric, and I hope you can see there is this like wavy pattern. It almost kind of looks like the Missoni wave, like if you know what I mean. So that's effectively what it is. And it runs throughout the top and the bottom, if you can see that there. The pattern I think is slightly different on the bottom, but it's pretty much the same. It's all black. It has beautiful slit details. So down the front is an actual V. It's not so much a slit, but it kind of looks like a slit in this V right here. Each side of the sleeves has a slit as well, so that helps with the movement of your arms, which is definitely very helpful. And then on the skirt part, I'm gonna try my best to show. There is a slit down the middle, right here, if you can see that, and also on the side. So there's 4 slits, one on the front, one on the back, and then one on each side. And I think just that extra slit gives it a great movement. It is cinched in the waist, and it's all just like an elasticated waist. And this was just gorgeous to me. I tend to gravitate towards these kinds of dresses, not only because they're super comfortable, but they're very flattering on my particular shape. The fact that the skirt is slightly A-line, it gives me the kind of coverage that I need for my tummy area while it elongates my whole figure. This dress is a midi length, and it does not cut me off on my calves where it's like the wide part of my calves. Sometimes midi length dresses or skirts can be a little too short for me, and what ends up happening is it cuts me off right at the part where my leg starts to get wider, like my calf starts to get wider, and it gives the illusion that I have like much larger legs. And this doesn't do that. This falls really nicely above the ankle. It helps streamline all of my proportions and my figure. It's not that loud, it's not that obvious that it's Chanel, which I like because I think that helps make this much more classic and something that's easier to wear year after year, because it's not so obvious that it was like, oh, that was the motif, you know, from 2019, and you know, it's like really apparent. It's like more subtle. The only indication of Chanel is really this button right here. It's just a little button that says Chanel 31 Rue Cambon, which is really special. So that's the only real logo that it has. Otherwise, it's pretty plain. And of course, all Chanel ready-to-wear come with the gorgeous velvet hangers. They actually have pockets, so you'll see pockets. If you lift the skirt up, you'll see that they have pockets. I think they're sewn in on both sides of the dress, and I'm actually not planning on using the pockets. Because this is a knit fabric, I think if you use the pockets, there's a higher risk that you can disfigure the shape of the dress, and so I like my clothes to keep their form as best as they can. So sometimes even on like blazer jackets, like my Balm blazer, I do not open the pockets on those. It's just because I want it to stay flat and I want it to keep that really sleek look. So yeah, this is the dress that I picked up, and I'm just really stoked about it. One thing I also wanted to mention that was really helpful for me making this ready-to-wear purchase is that my essay told me Chanel offers lifetime alterations. And that's really important to me because I often fluctuate in weight and clothing sizes. I tried this on and it fits comfortably right now, but I'm in the process of losing weight, and I anticipate losing more weight as the summer progresses. So I mentioned that as, you know, I was just wondering, oh, if this dress would fit the same if I were to lose some weight. And it wouldn't be dramatic. It's more about just toning myself a little bit more. And so when I mentioned that, my essay let me know that actually Chanel Ready to Wear offers free alterations. And the ready to wear is effectively created in a way where they can bring it up a size and bring it down a size. I guess they leave enough extra fabric across the board to support that range of size changes. So while this dress fits beautifully right now, if I were to lose some weight and I felt like it was too big, then my essay said you can come in and it'll get altered, and it'll be perfect for when you lost a little bit of weight. Just keep that in mind when you make a purchase, that there is the flexibility of +1 and -1 from the size that you purchase. That really helped me with making the purchase decision, because I already know this is a piece that I will wear a lot. I will get my cost per wear down I can wear this practically every season of the year. I can wear it for work. I can wear it for more casual outings. Like, there's so much I can do with this black dress, basically, that it is very, very helpful to know that it can fit me depending on what size I might be. So actually, as I was leaving, you might have noticed there's this little baggie down here. As I was leaving my essay, it actually presented me with this little gift bag, if you will. It was filled with a bunch of makeup goodies, which I was really thankful for. I didn't know this was coming. I wasn't expecting this, but it was just a really nice treat for that to have happened. So inside there's a BEIGES eyeshadow palette, Healthy Glow Natural Eyeshadow Palette in Deep. Awesome. So it is an eyeshadow palette. Let's take this off and maybe you guys can see better. Oh wow, it's really pretty. It's an eyeshadow palette with like brown tones, brown and mauve tones. That's perfect for me. There's also a ROUGE COCO Balm, the Hydrating Conditioning Lip Balm, which is awesome. I think I might have had one of these a while ago, but it just looks like the ROUGE COCO lipstick, but it's a lip balm. And then there are two more items in here. One is a long-lasting eyeliner. This is the STYLO U Waterproof in EBENE. I think, is that brown or is that black? Sometimes I get confused. I think it's black. Yeah, it's black. It's this waterproof eyeliner. And then the last item is Le Volume Revolution de Chanel. So I think I heard about a new Volume de Chanel mascara, and this must be it. So I'm excited to try this out. Ooh, the tube is like, do you see that? It's like striated. It's not like just smooth. I was not expecting that, but I am definitely excited to try all of those makeup products out. Alright, so that's everything. I hope you enjoyed this video. I tried my best to take a couple photos. I hope you could get a sense of what the event was like. I hope you liked the reveal. I'm sure you'll be seeing lots of pictures of me wearing this, so feel free to check out my Instagram and they will all be there. I don't mean this video to come off as braggy, like, ooh, I got invited to an event. I don't mean it that way at all. In the world of Chanel, I am a nobody, and I was able to go to an event in a local boutique, so you can also go to an event. Hit up your SA, let them know that you're interested, so that when the next event rolls around, they keep you in mind and let you know. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below or head on over to Instagram, where I'd be happy to help however I can. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate all of your feedback and support. If you like this kind of content, I put out new videos every Sunday, so if you'd like to be one of the first to know, feel free to subscribe. So until next time, bye!